Welcome to NetWitness 12.5, New Features Training. In this video, we will discuss excluding specific files and folders from NetWitness Endpoint Agent full system scans. When you perform a full system scan, the NetWitness Endpoint Agent reports all files available on the host. With this Exclude Files or Folders feature, you can configure the NetWitness platform to exclude specific files or folders from Endpoint Agent scans. One important thing is that you can exclude files or folders only in the case of a full system scan. If those files run on the system, they will obviously be reported as part of tracking, but the NetWitness Endpoint Agent will ignore them when it scans for security risks. You can configure these files and folders with the Endpoint Agent policy, and the exclusion list will be a union of lists in case an agent comes under multiple group policies. By default, the exclusion of files or folders is disabled. You can enable or disable it, and you can set the list of files or folders to be excluded from a full system scan. It is important to note that when you specify the path for excluding files and folders, you should not combine the paths list for endpoint agents of different operating systems. NetWitness recommends that you keep the number of entries in the list as short as possible. Now, let's do a brief demo. Under Admin, Endpoint Source, you will see Groups and Policy options. Go to Policies and click on the Create a New Policy button. Name the group, add a short description if necessary, and then click Next. The new Exclude Files or Folders feature is under the Scan settings, as a new option called Exclude Files or Folder from Agent Scan. Click to add this option to the policy. As you can see, excluding files from a folder from the agent scan is disabled by default, but you can enable it. After enabling it, you can list the files or folders to be excluded from the scan in the text box, as demonstrated. Click on the Publish Policy button after adding your excluding list. Notice the pop-up banner confirming the successful publication of a policy. You can confirm the scan settings by selecting a policy and reviewing its details. You can see if the feature is enabled or disabled and review the exclusion list. In this demo, we have already created another exclude policy with more exclude scan paths. This policy is assigned to a group called Exclude Files for corporate Windows and published it. If you go to the hosts page, you can now filter with the Exclude Files for corporate Windows group. Select the returned host, then click on the Policy Details tab. Scroll to Scan Settings, where you can see if the exclude files or folders are enabled or not. The next time a full system scan is run on this agent, the list of files or folders to exclude from the scan can be seen under the Policy Details tab. It is important to note that you won't be able to see any files in an excluded folder. Finally, it is important also to note that excluding a file or folder from the scan reduces the protection level of your host and the network, and it should be used only if you have a specific need. So before configuring the path or folder to be excluded, please consider the associated risk. Thank you.